I always want to keep a list of books that we read, and so far, my oldest child is 8, and I've yet to do it because I am terrible about it. We usually end up reading so many that I just lose track of it before long. But I'm now going to do it on this channel. So we just finished January, and we have a stack of books that we finished. Some I loved, some not so much. But I'm excited to share with you because I love a good book chat and book recommendations and all the things books. So there were 2 categories of books that we read in January. Some of the books are just kind of goofy, just fun books, not, anything really intense or anything. And then I was trying to do like a theme because I love themes. It doesn't matter what it is. If I can do a theme, I love themes. So January, I was thinking like winter theme, and I still have another stack that I think we're gonna work through in February. So I have some books that we started this winter theme in January, but I'm going to start with the books that are just kind of fun. A lot of these are really early readers because I want to start collecting books for my older ones that are beginning to read more books. But even for my younger 2, those early readers where they're just really simple text, they can hear longer stories, but they're still really simple for their comprehension. Anyway, first book is Unicorn Academy. This one is book number 5. This is Layla and Dancer. My daughter asked for Unicorn Chapter books when she was turning 5 last year. And if your 5-year-old asks for a chapter book for her birthday, you buy her the chapter books. I bought her the whole set, and there's actually not the whole set. I bought her a set of the first 4 last year, and so this is book 5. And so I think there's 18 total. We'll collect them all, I have no doubts. But these are just the storyline is the same in every book. It's somebody is trying to sabotage Unicorn Academy, and they need some young girl and her unicorn to save the day. Every story, it's a different unicorn, different girl with their different magical capability, but it's kind of the same story. But for her, she loves these books, and even just the cover. I mean, she's 6 now, but what would a 6-year-old girl not love about this? It's colors and hearts and jewels and rainbows and sparkles. So if you want a book for young girls to really enjoy chapter books, this is good. Like I said, not like tip-top literature, but you know what? They really enjoy it, and when she gets to reading, I have no doubts that she will pick these up and read them on her own. Same line is this book. This is a American Girl Welly Wisher, but this is the first Welly Wisher book that we've had. And again, my girl loves all the girly things, and this is just stories, these giggly little girls and their friendship and the adventures they have and their wellies. It's just fun, and this is definitely a beginning to read chapter books book. As you can see, the text is really large. Everything has lots of bright pictures. Just this cute little story. It's not tip-top literature, but it's fun, and it's really enticing for young girls. Next one, again, an early reader. As you can see, this time it just has not colorful illustrations, but still has illustrations, but simple text. If I can get to simple text. I've seen this one. I think there's 3 in this series, and it reminded me of Mrs. Pigglewiggle. If you have not read Mrs. Pigglewiggle, go buy the whole set. I mean, don't buy a book. Buy the whole set. They're so much fun. And this is kind of similar in that they're very just kind of goofy and whimsical and just fun. It is definitely meant for early readers because it's not like there's a lot of she said, he said, and the storyline is not really all that in depth at all. It's just fun. But we will probably get the other 2 books of that one as well. Next one, again, early readers, is, let's see, Mercy Watson, Thinks Like a Pig. This is book number 5. I believe there are 6 in the series. We have several of them. This is Mercy Watson. Lots of big text, illustrations. My kids love it. They're not like all that engrossing in my opinion, but they really love it. I mean, just this idea that this little pig is just ruling the whole neighborhood. So they really enjoyed that one. Another one is Poppleton. My youngest got this one for Christmas, and this is a good one. Again, he's only 3, but he can begin listening to longer stories with simple text, lots of illustrations, and this will also be good for when any of them begin to read a lot more on their own. I believe this is a full book series as well. This is the one, I think we may have 2 actually, 2 in the series, but I think this is the first one, and I would definitely be interested in getting more of these. All right, on to my winter theme books. I have a few of them. First one is Boxcar Children, The Mystery on the Ice. Now, when I was a kid, I loved Boxcar Children. I remember like really loving those stories. And I've read them now as an adult, and it's really painful. It's I can't stand them. It's like, what an annoying group of characters. Like, did I say that? I did. They're not my favorite. But I thought, hey, we'll try the Mystery on the Ice, a winter story. My kids actually don't like mysteries. It doesn't matter what mystery, dropped the book. It doesn't matter what mystery book we've read. They've just not enjoyed mysteries at all. They love animal stories, but not so much on the mysteries. But we read it. It's pretty much like any Boxcar Children book. They're all about the same, you know. Another one, Frozen. So we are really late to this. We have still not seen the movie. I think I found this book at the used bookstore, and I was like, you know, there's a huge craze for Frozen, or at least there was. So I was like, maybe I'll just read the book and see what it's all about, which I'm all for that. This is the first. This is a junior novelization. We read through this, and I will say, okay, it's kind of intriguing. You know, I do love the ending in which there's this message of, was it love warms an icy heart, or, you know, thaws the cold heart, something along the line, like love counters coldness within a heart. I really like that message. I thought that was a really good message. And of course my kids loved the character of Olaf. I did too. So Olaf is like the goofy snowman. I love that character too. I mean, I just love goofy, fun things like that. So now that we've read it, I think I'm gonna have to find the movie, and that'd be like a Friday night movie night or something, and us watching the movie. When was this? I feel like we are like, okay, 2013 is when this was copyrighted. It's now 2022. We're all right. Hey, now we know about it. A little behind, but we know about it now. Another book that I was really disappointed in. I found the Pauper Penguin Rescue. I was really excited about this book. So I was like, Mr. Pauper's Penguins. And this book is written by his grandson. So I was like, this is going to be great. It didn't make sense. You know, even just the beginning premise that these eggs from the original Pauper Penguins were found and they're viable. And then they go through all of this journey trying to return these penguins to the original group. who have been relocated to the Arctic, but then they don't quite assimilate very well. So then they decide. Oh, and the part that really got me was like, so the group that was there takes these children who have journeyed to the Arctic, and like with the little flipper, show them that there's this colony of puffins who are suffering because of species competition. Because you remember the Pauper penguins were originally from Antarctica, not the Arctic. And so then these children and their mom decide to take the entire penguin colony to Antarctica, like from top to north. Like, and then they get there and they decide, oh, these young penguins have never really been in the wild, and they're not really a part of this group, and they wouldn't survive. And it's like, well, I don't know. We went all this way. Like, you didn't know this. Anyway, I felt like that whole story could have gone in so many different directions than the one it did. It was like they went through this whole journey, then they get to Antarctica and they're like, oh, okay, well, guess it didn't work out. Back we go. It's like, really? So as far as storyline, I didn't like it. It just didn't make sense. Then again, neither does Mr. Pauper's penguins. I mean, the man had a penguin ship from Antarctica, and he kept in his refrigerator. That didn't make a lot of sense either. But I will say, from the standpoint of the fact that this does teach children that animals are best suited in the environment in which their original environments, and that there is this thing called species competition, and how it affects the environment and other animals if you introduce an animal in an area that's not native to, and that fact that some animals can't reassimilate into the wild successfully. So as far as like conservation and native species and things like that, like I thought that was a really good message, and I would actually recommend this on that premise because it does pull it into a childlike level. So the storyline, not so much, but the message I think is excellent, and I would recommend it, but just for that reason. All right, last book, and this is my favorite one. I'm telling you, when you see this book, go to Amazon, go to Barnes & Noble, wherever you get your books, and buy this one. I mean, it needs to be on your bookshelf. So this is The Adventures of the South Pole Pig. I would honestly put this right up there with like Babe and Wilbur. So good. I think this is the only book like this is written by Chris Kurtz, and this is the only one that I believe he has written like this. I would really like him to write more because it was really good. So basically you have a pig who just instinctively knows he I should know this pig. Anyway, it's not really clear. Is it clear? She. Whoops. Anyway, so she believes that she is just meant for bigger things in life, and she is this and believes kind of herself to have just this great purpose. And so she ends up on this adventure, which then goes awry. And then that adventure becomes a real adventure when they have to, absolutely struggle to survive. And I believe this is the Antarctic as well. She has to survive, and she finds some unlikely friends to make that journey with. And it's just such a strong story about companionship and perseverance. So really recommend this one. Okay, crying child in the background. I could tell it wasn't like I'm hurt cry. You know how mamas can tell the difference between cries. I went upstairs and he was trying to pour milk into his cup with the gallon of milk and spilled it all over the floor. So he was quite literally crying over spilt milk. All is fine though. Back to our book chapter. All right, so this is the whole stack of what we read. I guess I could put it this way so you can actually see the titles of it. How many did we end up going? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Again, some of these are like really, really simple. But so you're it for January. And then I have another stack of mostly winter theme books for February, some Valentine's books, and more of some more of these like easy early reader kind of books for February. And so I will do this video little book chat thing again next month.